Enthusiasm isn't just what you do when you feel like it. Enthusiasm is the requirement that you bring to the table every single day, and we'll talk a little bit more about that one. Hello everybody, Dr. Shannon McMurtry here, bringing you another video, and I hope you find it not only enlightening but also applicable. Today we're going to talk about enthusiasm. My mentor was a big believer in enthusiasm, and he had a very famous quote that's inside of our AMC family, and that quote goes like this: "Enthusiasm is the yeast that raises the dough. A little low, no dough." And when you hear that, you grin and you smile because it's folksy and it's charming and it's got that rhyme to it, but it's one that you won't forget. Enthusiasm is the yeast that raises the dough. A little low, no dough. And that is so true. If you think about all the things that you can't control in your life and the few things you can control, the few things you can control have an impact and an effect even on the things you can't control. There are only three things you can control in your day. Number one is your thinking. What you think, how you think, and how much time you're thinking about that particular subject. Number two, you can control your attitude, how you choose to see something, negative, positive, uplifting, downlifting. And you can control your enthusiasm. Of those three things, enthusiasm is the only one that is infectious. If you've ever been around somebody who is enthusiastic about what they're doing, their purpose, their mission, their opportunity, how they help other people, those people are attractive. There's something very special about being around those people. And you'll find when they talk about their passion, it lights your fire. It lights my fire. And that's true for things that you're not even that into. I'm not a hunter, but people talk to me about their hunting trips and taking their kid on their first hunt, and they're enthusiastic about that, and it gets me excited for them, for that opportunity. So think about the impact of enthusiasm and you being enthusiastic about your career, about what you do for your patients, about the people that work with you and work for you, about the opportunity to touch people's lives in this way. There is so much that you can be enthusiastic and passionate about. And it's really the only of the three things, the only thing that you're going to find begins to infect or other people take that on as well. Now, to do this and to do it right, a couple of things I want you to know about. Number one, that enthusiasm has to be genuine, and it has to be sincere, and it has to be authentic, genuine. You have to do it in a way that is real. It's not fake. You're not trying to pretend to be enthusiastic and trying to snow people or put one over on people. People sniff that out. They can tell a fake a mile away. And you don't want to be fake about something that you should really love to do. It needs to be consistent. Enthusiasm isn't just what you do when you feel like it. Enthusiasm is the requirement that you bring to the table every single day, and we'll talk a little bit more about that one. And then authentic. You have to be enthusiastic in a way that is congruent with you and your personality. In the dictionary, it doesn't say anything about loud vocal tones or wild animated gesticulations. Enthusiasm and authentic enthusiasm is congruent with who you are and what your personality is about. The worst thing that you can do as an introvert or a more reserved person is try to pretend to be a cheerleader or a carnival barker because you think that's how enthusiasm is communicated. Listen, people who are reserved and quiet can be very enthusiastic because when you get those people an opportunity to talk about their conviction, they talk with such a conviction about what they love to do. It has nothing to do with being loud or being the center of attention or pumping other people up. All right? So I want you to remember those 3 points as you embark on a more enthusiastic life. Here's your last point, and this one honestly is the most challenging. My mentor had another phrase about enthusiasm. It's not quite as well known as the first one, but the second one goes like this. If you're going to be enthusiastic, you must act enthusiastic. Now listen, it's easy to be enthusiastic when everything's going your way, when you've made a lot of money, or you've had a lot of great results, or you won the lottery, your kid's being born, you're getting married. I mean, there's events in your life that happen, and anybody can be enthusiastic in those moments. But that's not what separates the great ones from the good ones. What separates the great ones is choosing to be enthusiastic even when you don't feel like it. What about when you've had a dust up with the spouse, or the kids are sick, or you're losing loved ones, they're passing on, or you've got staff transitions, or you've got patients who are dropping out of care or want refunds or whatever. See, the real special ones are enthusiastic in those moments, just like they are when it's easy to do. So if I could add a parentheses phrase, a parenthetical phrase to that second quote, if you're going to be enthusiastic, you must act enthusiastic. That parentheses right there is going to be this: even when you don't feel like it. Enthusiasm isn't optional. Enthusiasm is required. It's critical for you to not only be successful and be all that you can be, but it's critical for others to catch your vision and to catch fire by what you're doing. And that's including your staff and your family, and certainly those patients. I hope this has helped you, and I hope that you will use this with great effect, not only this week, but for many weeks to come, and in fact, the rest of your career. God bless.